Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, what I want to do is do sort of a walkthrough of some job boards that I use, that I recommend. Some are maybe related to a newsletter, some are more of an aggregator. I think they're really good resources. And what I've been kind of noticing a lot lately is, people like whether they're whatever phase that they are in their job search process, right? Are you getting interviews? Do you have the tailored resume? Are you getting interviews and you're stuck in those two or three rounds in? What I kind of want to do here is, from my standpoint, right? It's like I am a work for an HR tech like ATS, talent management maximization SaaS platform. So I have firsthand knowledge of what an ATS does, what it is, but really more importantly, like how it posts on these job boards, right? How it scrapes over the XML, how they use API integrations, and how these keywords and feeds work, and really like what's important and what's not important with job descriptions. So I think there's some competing noise out there. So I kind of wanted to really take you through my vantage point about how I mentor and help people navigate this process, and really like what you can feel confident in and things you should be on the lookout for, and then maybe some other ways to leverage this search process. So let's dive in here. Okay, excellent. So again, what I wanted to do here is kind of wanted to take you through, because a lot of times people come to me, whether it's just coaching, mentoring, tailoring your resume, you hear these things. You need to craft your stories, networking. What I really want to focus now is sort of from the standpoint of these companies, the hiring manager, the recruiting process. Because at the end of the day, like I work with hiring managers and recruiters for array of industries, right? I can see what they see in terms of the ATS, the pipeline, the funneling. So it's important to also see when they post these jobs, like now in 2025, job descriptions are very intentional. They have a database. They mean a lot. The pay, the location, the words within the job description are very, very key. So when you're navigating this process on any site, like don't think of these job descriptions as just copy and pasted from 2022, 2023. They're very intentional. And they typically are either from added headcount, growth, new biz, on the pipeline on the new biz side, sales, or it's a backfill. And there's a desired need for that, whether it was the previous person or maybe new biz has influx, small business, mid-market, upmarket clients that now they have this new book where they want to get someone in the door to start taking over this spillover of clients, right? And I'm going to go through a couple of these for you, but I really want, and I don't really have any of these in particular, but I think when you're going through this, I think what you want to do is a couple things. It's like really like leverage these filters, right? I'm not going to kind of deep dive on here, but like, the more, make sure you have your filters when you're looking for these types of jobs, right? Making sure that it's at least, if not the past week, but like maybe past 24 hours, most recent. What are you looking for? Entry level, maybe associate is usually entry level or associate are good. Do you know anyone? Easy apply, verifications, right? And usually sometimes under 10 applicants or in your network, these are good too, to really see the earlier the better that you can apply and get noticed and really get your application in there, the better chance you have for recruiters to see you and to see your application. Because at the end of the day, like the applicant tracking system, maybe not necessarily something you need to beat, but it's something companies use. At the end of the day, most reputable mid-sized companies and larger companies, enterprise companies, are using an ATS of some sort, whether it's with a big dog, ADP, or it could be Lever, it could be Clear Company, could be anything, where it's like they're using it as a system to use. So in some shape or form, you need to at least play by the rules of an ATS. And that comes from your resume, parsing, clean language, all these things, no crazy fonts, colors, easy legible read. It parses the best through the system, right? But what I kind of want to show here is when you kind of go through here is really understanding like what you're looking for. Are you looking for an associate role, the relationship manager? But really, as you kind of go into here, and I'll just kind of pick this one's easy apply. So like, let's see this one. Some of these are going to have easy apply. I would love to. So this one. Okay. So let's break this one out, for example. And again, I'm kind of doing this now on the fly. So this is out of Boston, right? 3 people have clicked apply, 11 hours go, customer success manager. Now you would want to make sure that maybe you have a curated list of companies, but I'm just kind of showing you like what this looks like and why there's intention around this. Is like, here's the company, research the company, follow the company, start following people and networking with them. If you like the company, research its mission, research the product. A lot of the times the product pages on the company will have videos, demos, because they want to sell their product, right? So they have little tutorials. So understand that. Is it cool? Is it exciting? Is it something you've worked with before? Which is great. So really, this is really what I want to get into. You know, ThreatStack is an exciting business of protecting cloud-based businesses and applications you use every day. Do you use apps for your day-to-day life, right? So this is really, you can see it's like a B2B, basically software, cybersecurity software, cloud-based, that's people are going to use. Do you know cloud-based software, right? So the primary responsibility when you're going through these areas, right? And this is really where you want to go, is like these primary responsibilities are intention. There is intention behind them, right? These are usually the requirements, education, relevant experience. But you really want to make sure that you hit 80% of these. And that's just like a loose number, and I get it, but it can't be 10%, kind of thing, because that's too much of a stretch. But if it's 65%, just kind of making that up, then that's more than fine. Do you know what I mean? Take your shot, right? Leverage that opportunity. Own the customer onboarding process and operational, drive customer references and case studies. So I think like this tells me like this is why these job descriptions matter, because this is saying, and I even just reading this, right? Ensure our customers are happy and getting value out of the product. Kind of a blanket statement, but again, customer success manager, getting satisfaction. Great. Emphasize with every aspect of the customer experience by putting customer first needs. This is the first part where I would say like, yes, now it's starting to get a little bit more clarity, I would say, on the degree and scope of what you would be doing. And now you maybe understand questions that you would want to ask during the interview process, right? Guide and coach customers and internal stakeholders with proactive customer success processes. Okay, great. So these couple right here, own renewals and expand in the account. Have a knack for account strategy, account mapping, and upselling value in accounts. Now again, this line and this line. Own the customer onboarding process and operationally drive customer references and case studies. I think those two are the biggest indicator from these primary responsibilities that this is an expanded customer success job, right? This is basically telling you they're probably going to want you to have contract abilities. You're going to own the renewal. You're going to own the negotiation, account mapping. So they basically probably maybe don't have an internal account manager team, right? So they want you to basically own those two responsibilities. And maybe they don't also have an onboarding implementation team. So I sort of read this, and this is why this is important. And this is very intentional, right? They are telling you, if you work for ThreatStack as a customer success manager here, when someone signs on for a 1-year, 2-year contract, whatever it may be, they're looking for you to onboard and implement this person through this case studies. And they're also looking for you to drive references, where typically maybe salespeople drive those references or you're helping, but they're basically saying like, you're going to be responsible for also the experience. Case studies. Do they have a marketing team? Do they have a customer experience engagement team? They want you to do case studies. They want you to onboard, and they want you to own renewals and be an account manager. So I would go into this knowing that like you're kind of wearing a lot of hats. So that's going to reflect in my price negotiation is, well, what does an account manager make? What does an onboarding person make? And what does a customer success manager make? So like this is 3 in 1. So I would want more clarity on that, right? So then you get into, relevant work experience, account management, strategic consulting organization. SaaS experience is a benefit, right? And that's the thing, at least if you can speak the language or speak to it, they're going to have that in there. Having worked as an account sales rep would be a benefit. This is what they're telling you. This is why this is very intentional. They're telling you in here, you're going to be sales, or at least a component of it. So like if you aren't into sales, or like then this wouldn't be good for you, right? And obviously, this is how like you would do your research. But this is sort of the lens that you want to look at when you're tailoring your resume, looking for jobs, and when these jobs come out, right? Bachelor's degree and all of that, right? And again, you can see 7,000 followers, So again, cloud application software, and then you would be want to be kind of research more jobs and all that. Again, this is good too, just to make sure like you apply, you're going to be basically redirected to this, which is basically sourced from Snag a Job again, which is another kind of like aggregator, which is what you can kind of tell from here. Is this job is sourced from a job board. So right. So basically like LinkedIn found it from here. So again, this isn't their actual website. This again is another like job aggregator and everything, right? So this is just the way you want to kind of look at these areas. But again, that sort of process is exactly what I would do here in terms of like, okay, what do those positions pay? Then you would look at Glassdoor, you would look at pay scales, you would look at other things in that realm to kind of go in and start doing those things. And again, I would do the same thing with these ones is, okay, here's this customer success manager. It was reposted. Why? Why not? Who can I message? Right? And then you start looking to these terms. You look over the terminology. You look over the what you will own is big. You look over the requirements, right? And some of them are going to be a fast-paced startup environment. Do you want to do that? Are you ready for that? Can you speak intelligently about that during your interview process, right? So this is kind of that lens that you need to like have when you're looking for jobs, and then also to frame your current experience through this lens, right? This is a $60,000 to $80,000, including benefits and or applicable incentive compensation plans. So that's the thing. What's the OTE? And I think that's big when you're going into this process, right? Is what is the target? Is it quota? Is it on target earnings? What is that realistically, right? So, and that's the thing. And again, this is in New York, New York City, $60,000 is low. So if it's $60,000 plus 50% variable, like, okay, but that's going to be a lot of sales, right? For New York. So that all these things kind of need to be, maybe that's why it was reposted. So all these kind of things you need to kind of look out for and be on the lookout. And the more you can kind of do this, and the more you can kind of get the reps, the repetition is better. So what I kind of wanted to go into too is a couple like job boards just to kind of see is I have an account with Talentway. It's cool. A lot of these new ones, these two actually, I kind of picked and well found. Talentway, you can set up an account, preferences, where you are, your relevant experience, and it'll send you jobs each day right into your email inbox. And again, this is cool where it kind of breaks down your responsibilities. A lot of them will say like SMB, low touch, which is good to just kind of give even further clarity of what you're going for. Any equity or stocks involved, and what's the percentage match, right? To just kind of give you sort of a clarity to even apply, and then kind of give you expansion. So this one's telling you voice of the customer, right? They want you to be kind of that experienced marketing person. They want you to be, adoption, renewals, expansion, all these things, right? And then what's your experience, right? 2 years experience, prefer previous customer success experience, but okay with folks who have been in advisory roles such as consulting. So that's the thing. It's like, have you done anything that is close to that sort of industry? Because then you could probably apply, right? Need to have previous experience advising customers. So that's the thing. It's just like, will this person even consider you? This is very intentional, right? When clients do this or companies do this, it's like they just don't have the bandwidth or not to, if you don't have customers and you've advised them in some way, maybe not necessarily in a customer success role, but like that's just something to be, aware of. Same with, all these. So this is a really good job board to take a look at. Same with here, which is good. So you can, make accounts with these, which is really cool. They'll send, how much you agree, you match, your benefits, what are you looking for, your years of experience. A lot of these now have kind of like AI involved. So it's kind of more like tailored to you and what you're looking for. So that's pretty cool. Same thing with Well Found as well. You create a profile, it gives you jobs distinct to your resume, your preferences, your area. So this is a good one to check out as well. This one too is CS Insider. Definitely want to promote them. It's a good newsletter, good resources, proactive resources, and they have a job board as well. So they have a whole resources, events, but too like you can see here, and you can click on these job boards, and it has information, salary, responsibilities, perks, industry, right? So you can definitely leverage these, apply directly on the website if you just want to get off of LinkedIn or Indeed. So this is a good resource as well. And the last one I always like to say is built in. This is the Boston hub. I think they have many cities, as you can see, but this is good. This is cool because it's kind of like you can see different things, right? You can look for hottest tech, and built-in is sort of like a tech aggregator, SaaS. So if you're not familiar with SaaS and tech and startups and funding, this is a good one just to check out, like lifestyle perks. What seed round are they? Are they public? Are they venture backed? Like, where are they? What's their technology? Where are they in their life cycle? And then you can really see, like, what do they have? Coding jobs? Do they have support jobs, customer success jobs, sales jobs as well? It's kind of all in one. You can create a profile. So it's kind of a mixture of Glassdoor, like Y Combinator, tech, and LinkedIn. So this is definitely one that I recommend as well. So that's it, guys. So hopefully this helps. Again, if you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, please do so.